Up today? Dark history time. Yeah, it's not good. So today, Japanese internment camps. So we've heard of racism. We've heard of segregation, and then there's separation of gender. But of course, well, let's say this. Let's put you in this position. You're the average U.S. citizen, 1942. Middle the U.S. has just started intervening in, World War II. All right, and while you hear that one of their greatest enemies, the Japs, because they've been rumoring that they'll fight to the death. So you get scared of any Japanese American that's living here. So knowing that, so president, all right, president at the time, he was like, okay, I think I know how it's gonna go down. So yeah, executive order now. So I do not know the exact number of the executive order that he passed, but basically, sum it together as a protection, protection for the Japanese Americans who Japs who came to the west coast and just spread out the country. So obviously they had to be forced into internment camps voluntarily in the West. Now, public opinion is very mixed. All right, there's three sides. Number one, the poor people of California. You're like, okay, good, whatever. I mean, they're just buying up all the land. They're not even the real Americans, right? They're just racist shits. We do not condone that, right? That's terrible. Hawaiian Americans. I mean, why the hell do I gotta imprison my boys, man? They're just trying to live an honest life. And of course, there's also, Japanese American, opinions. Like, some of them are like, okay, maybe we should just listen to them instead of like struggling. This is gonna be way too much work. But then, usually Japanese Americans, they just kind of like, what is it? Non-violent protest. All right. So for example here, some guy after being forced out of his shop, all right, he sticks his sign up before he left. I'm an American, because they're already American citizens, but they were forced into internment camps. Now, the camps itself, they were not great. All right, they also made some stuff for them war effort. They were usually cramped in small spaces with little to no privacy. All right, they're just sheets. All right, you want to do something and go, yeah, everyone's gonna hear a word. And also, some way, just like a prison, he's called internment camp. I don't know what you are expected. Well, yeah, no joke. There were watchtowers. Anyone escapes? Well, just like in the Berlin Wall. Yep. And well, not a lot of people escaped really, because they already knew they're gonna get caught or gonna get shot. So after the war, they were let off, and well, people were like, hey, you know what? This is kind of wrong, all right? Because they gotta start doubting, because the Supreme Court had two court cases, but they started to contradict each other. Like, how the hell are they both aligned? They're both in law now, so I don't know which one to follow. That's number one. Numero two, they were let off with 25 US dollars. Yeah, 25 US dollars after like 3 to 4 years of being a literal slave in a place you were forced into. And not to mention, their land was put up for sale. They don't have a land. They don't have land anymore. And they no longer have jobs. Alright? Except for factory workers. They work at factories. The problem is where they're going to live. So, millions of Japanese Americans displaced. Alright? Now, obviously, decades later, right? Decades later. 4 decades. 1988, they actually passed, passed an act like, okay, you know what, this was unconstitutional, this is unruly, unjustified. So we're going to give every single Japanese internment person 20,000 US dollars, which is pretty decent. But while most of them are in their 50s or 60s and are already remember this, there's been etched inside of their heads, alright? Like, if you shot me 5 times and you gave me the medical bills, well, obviously, I'd still be mad at you because you shot me in the first place without justifying why you shot me in the first place. So, yeah, obviously, people were still mad, but they calmed down a bit because, okay, I'll take it. But I'm still aware of you. So, yeah, in the end, well, these internment camps, they were completely unjustified. People suffered for no reason. They were discriminated against. The public generally hated them, even though, they were suspected of being loyal to their emperor, all right? So yeah, in the end, it was bad. The people judged them wrong, and well, they definitely deserve those $20,000. So yeah. Conclusion: maybe don't put a huge majority of a immigrant population inside of internment camps to ruin your reputation in the upcoming years. All right. So yeah. Thanks for listening to what I say, and goodbye. See you next video.